UCH Ibadan, nurses rely on phone flashlights amid ongoing blackout crisis. Body of late Chief of Army Staff Lagbaja arrives Abuja for burial. NNPCL reaches 1.8 million barrels per day crude oil production. On the foreign scene, Senegal heads to the polls amid fiscal crisis, threat of unrest. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's news update. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you for joining us. A video of nurses at the University College Hospital UCH Ibadan, Oyo State, using their phones as a source of light has gone viral. The hospital has been battling a power outage for over 17 days. The Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company had cut electricity supply to the hospital due to unpaid bills. The hospital is being billed under the Band A tariff structure, resulting in a monthly bill of 80 million naira. The lack of power supply has affected essential services at the hospital, including surgeries, diagnostic tests, and other critical medical procedures. In a recent video, nurses of the hospital could be seen using the flashlights of their phone to light up the rooms. In the meantime, the Chief Medical Director of the University College Hospital, Ibadan, Jesse Otebayo, has expressed deep concern over the inconveniences caused by the ongoing power outage at the hospital and assured that concerted efforts are underway to resolve the issues promptly. Still in the southwest, residents of Lagos State have expressed frustration with the frequent power grid collapse, saying it is severely impacting their business operations, especially those whose livelihoods depend on power supply. According to them, the grid, which has collapsed for a record 11 times in 2024 alone, is depriving many of the ability to generate income for themselves and their families. Here's more in this report.
The frequent national power grid collapse always leaves millions of Nigerians across the country without electricity and further intensified public dissatisfaction with the country's failing power infrastructure. The ongoing power crisis has sparked a wave of complaints on social media, with Nigerians expressing anger over the persistent blackout that disrupts their daily lives. In Lagos, many citizens are now openly questioning the government's ability to address the country's long-standing energy problems.
It's a disgrace to the Nigerian Republic. It's a very big disgrace to who are rulers, our politicians, and every person. How can you tell us for the first time in the history of Nigeria, the national grid is collapsing? What is it collapsing? Where is it collapsing? Why is it collapsing? Since the history of Nigeria from 1960 to get any better, we have never heard such a wrong. And you are telling us that we are investigating. We are investigating this and that. It's completely rubbish.
The problem the blackout is bringing is most of our business has collapsed, and it's even affecting security. You know, if there is light, the security will be enhanced, and most of the businesses will function well, like the wedders, the hairdressers, the barber salons, even those that are doing this computer and every other stuff. So it's really affecting.
So help us to beg NEPA. They should give us light. We can't charge our phone. We can't do anything. Help us to beg NEPA. They say the pole affects. So they should do anything about it. Please, so we don't have light in 8 days now. They should try something and do about our children too. They can't sleep because of the heat is too much. There's no breeze. Please, so.
Room, all their fish is spoiled. Water, no water. To buy water is too hard. Those 12 people, they are selling it 1-2. It's affecting us too much. Our business is going down because those people they are on there. They didn't allow we out to charge phone for their things. The petrol costs, everything costs.
As Nigeria continues to experience occasional blackouts due to poor power supply, the frustration of ordinary citizens is mounting. With each blackout, the country moves closer to a state of total power failure, leaving Nigerians to wonder if there is any hope of stability in the energy sector.
The body of the late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Torchlight, has arrived in Abuja, where he will be buried on Friday. The Nigerian Air Force plane NAF 918, carrying the body of the late Chief of Army Staff, landed at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport at around 12:15 p.m. The remains of the late Chief of Army Staff left the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos, around 11 a.m. Upon arrival at the Abuja airport, a guard of honor was accorded to the body of the late Chief of Army Staff in full view of Nigeria's military top brass. Lagbaja will be interned on Friday at the National Military Cemetery, Abuja. Lagbaja's death was announced last week by President Bola Tinubu, who said the late Chief of Army Staff passed away in Lagos after a period of illness. Born on February 28, 1968, Lagbaja served as the Chief of Army Staff for 1 year and 4 months, following his appointment to the position by President Tinubu in June of 2023. In politics, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ekpetokun, has ordered a ban on all vehicular movements on roads, waterways and other modes of transportation from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. during the Ondo State governorship election scheduled for Saturday 16th November 2024. In a statement issued on Thursday by Force spokesperson Muyiwa Adejobi, the IG clarified that essential services including ambulances, media personnel, fire services and accredited media would be exempt from the restriction. Additionally, the IG prohibited security aides and VIP escorts from accompanying their principals to polling stations and collation centers to maintain order and prevent disruptions. Adejobi also announced that unauthorized vehicles would be prohibited from using sirens on election day. He assured that special consideration would be given to elderly individuals and people with disabilities, among others, on the election day. Still in Ondo, the People's Democratic Party in the state has alleged that the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC) is engaging in tactics of intimidation and harassment against opposition leaders ahead of Saturday's governorship election. According to the PDP, the APC's actions are aimed at creating tension and compromising the forthcoming election in the state. The party has therefore called on the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to ensure that the election is fair and transparent. The PDP also warned that any attempts to intimidate opposition candidates could escalate tensions in the state.
People are waiting for us to take over the government, and it's about this premise that you will see all what the ruling party have been doing, and you realize that they be jittery, and you will also see that there have been a lot of violence in a recent time, and this is what we just addressed at the press conference not quite long. The way they've been harassing our people, and we've recorded some casualty, and some have been led to death.
We have challenged INEC to live above board, because for an election of this nature, it is the electoral umpire that has the yam and the knife. You know, we have also seen, like the case of Edo, that the results that were uploaded onto the INEC portal, the IREF portal, were different from the results that were collated at the various polling units. So that also proves INEC's complicity in the Edo elections. So with all that we have seen in Edo, we have used this information to challenge INEC to ensure that they pass the integrity test in this election.
The news all over the place is that the result has been written, that they want to rig, and that they will bring talks, and we have been seeing signs. Because just before yesterday, 2 people were murdered in the local government. The home local government of our deputy governorship candidate. It's unpolitical, it's uncultured, it's unacceptable.
The National Human Rights Commission (NHRC) says a total of 1,463 people were killed by non-state actors, while 1,172 Nigerians were kidnapped between January to September 2024. Now, according to data from the Commission, the month of May recorded the highest number of persons killed with 298, while March recorded the highest number of abductions with 499 kidnappings. These figures were presented on Wednesday at a workshop on the state of human rights in Nigeria by the Commission and the European Union in Abuja. The NHRC attributed the rise in kidnappings, killings and child abandonment to the negligence of the state to protect its citizens. The delegation from the EU reiterated its commitment to support Nigeria to overcome these challenges and urged the federal government to work with armed forces to end this trend. Unidentified gunmen have reportedly killed 2 soldiers attached to the Joint Task Force Southeast Operation Udoka along Umuahia-Owerri Road in Umuahia South Local Government area of Abia State. Lieutenant Colonel Jonah Onakalu of Operation Udoka confirmed the attack in a statement on Wednesday. The military blamed the attack on the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and its armed affiliate, the Eastern Security Network. It is the second major attack on a military checkpoint in Abia State since the attack that claimed 5 soldiers in Aba in May. At least 3 people have died in another road accident in Laya village of Gwaram Local Government area of Jigawa State. The State Police Public Relations Officer, SB Lawan Shisu Adam, said the incident occurred on Tuesday after a J5 bus conveying 17 passengers from Sara Market to Laya Village hit an empty Dangote trailer at Kwana Mangorori along Old Gwaram Road. He said as a result of the incident, the occupants of the J5 bus were injured to varying degrees. Adam added that 3 of the victims died while receiving treatment, noting that the victims were certified dead by a medical doctor on call and then released to family members for burial. He said an investigation has been launched and efforts are underway to locate and arrest the driver. Over in Kano State, residents say the hike in the price of charcoal during this year's Harmattan season has been worsened by the current economic crisis in the country. According to them, the price of a large bag of charcoal, which sold for about 4,000 naira 2 months ago, has increased to 10,000 naira, making it difficult for both businesses and households that rely on it. Trust TV's Abdulaziz Ibrahim has more in this report.
Here in Kano, households traditionally rely on various cooking fuels, with charcoal always part of the mix. A month after a reported hike in the price of a bag of charcoal from 4,000 naira to around 6,000 naira, the price has again increased as today's price ranges from 8,500 naira to as high as 10,000 naira in some places. During the Harmattan, the price of charcoal usually rises, but this year is different according to retailers. I've been in this business for up to 20 years. Back then, I sold charcoal at 700 naira, but now it's nearly 10,000 naira. Prices always go up during Harmattan due to the reduced production, as workers at places where the charcoal is produced shift to farming. But this year, the increase is far beyond normal. Khalid Mustafa, like many others, has always relied on charcoal for his food business because it was cheaper and readily available. Today, he says the cost of cooking fuel no longer makes sense.
I can remember when we started of this business, we do buy charcoal, 1-2 per the bag. But right now, the bag is around 85, 90 naira now. So like before, if you buy charcoal of let's say 1 bag, you can use it for 2 or 3 weeks. But now, you can use 1 bag of charcoal for a week now. I'm appeal to the government to please, so that everything should be reduced to the normal standard. If not, we are dying of hunger.
Checks at various areas in Kano show that the price of a small measure usually sold for 100 naira now goes for 300 naira. Sellers explain why this is so. With the current economic struggles, items that used to cost 3,500 naira now cost 8,000 naira. Many of our customers can't afford it, so we are selling in smaller portions. Unless the fuel prices drop, the price of charcoal will keep rising. Transportation, which once cost 100,000 naira, now costs up to 250,000 naira. Even the laborers at the places where the charcoal is produced, who used to charge 3,000 naira, now ask for 6,000 naira or they refuse to work. As residents struggle to keep up with food and cooking fuel prices, they hope that the high cost of transportation will be addressed soon. Abdelaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News.
You're still on to News Update on Trust TV. Still to come. Single women decry discrimination on equal opportunities in housing. This and more when we return. Please do stay with us. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. A recap of our top stories. We informed you that University College Hospital Ibadan nurses rely on phone flashlights amid ongoing blackout crisis. We also told you that the body of late Chief of Army Staff, Tariq Lagbaja, arrives at Abuja for burial. The House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating the National Hajj Commission, NARCON, and FCT Muslim Pilgrims Board over the 2024 Hajj exercise has raised concerns over subsidy discrepancies among pilgrims. Committee Chairman Sada Soli, at a hearing, accused NARCON of selectively providing full, partial, or no subsidies, claiming it benefited specific interests. Here's more. The committee chairman insisted that all Nigerian pilgrims should receive the same privileges, regardless of their registration time, and criticized NARCON for prioritizing personal gain over fairness. The committee also scrutinized NARCON's varying basic travel allowances, exchange rates, and the use of foreign over local airlines for the Hajj, vowing to pursue accountability. Commissioner for Operations, NARCON, Prince Olariwaju Elegushi, had represented the chairman of the commission, Abdullahi Saleh Usman, but solely insisted he must appear in person. He said that those that did not enjoy subsidy came after they had closed the registration of pilgrims that would enjoy that subsidy.
How come you are giving subsidy, full subsidy, half subsidy, and some pilgrims no subsidy, and they are all Nigerians? But it's not for. We must improve. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. We are speaking for an average Nigerian who will save money for 5 years, and yet she will go to Saudi and you mess him up. You mess them up. Because of simple things to do, be disciplined and do the right thing and close your eyes. You must not bring enterprise in what people spent their life poaching to invest on.
But we are appealing to them that they should extend. They should extend. So we decided, they even shut us down. So then we close up. But later they reopened the portal for us. By then, the subsidy have closed. So the people that now that were interested in going, those are the people that paid that 8-point-something million. That's why we have just few of them. 45 out of 2,000 something.
Mohammed Umar Bio, who initiated the probe, condemned the agency's performance despite substantial funding, including 90 billion naira from the federal government. In his opening address, Soli emphasized the commitment's mission to improve Hajj operations for all Nigerian pilgrims.
We are surprised by all this inflow that NARCON have shown an abysmal performance in 2024 pilgrim. And areas of this poor performance include, Mr. Chairman, logistics and services, which includes areas of feeding, accommodation in Muna, the restrooms are short for, tented in Muna is something else, transportation while returning from Mecca from Muna is something else. Where the Hajj is one of the most important spiritual journeys for millions of Nigerians and millions of Muslims around the world. It is a deeply personal and transformative experience, one that pilgrims invest a great deal of faith, time, and resources. Unfortunately, this year's Hajj exercise was met with several operational difficulties and complaints from our citizens, many of whom felt that the services provided did not meet the standards they expected.
The committee acknowledged the personal significance of the pilgrimage and expressed commitment to resolving the issues to ensure a smoother experience in the future. Across Nigeria, single women are hitting a frustrating wall, housing discrimination. Many face landless resistance fueled by stereotypes and biases, often rooted in past experiences, leaving these women battling for fair access to a place to call home. Tante Azza completes the report.
For many single women, the dream of independent living is shadowed by societal prejudice. Deborah Joshua, a wig installer in Jahitu, Abuja, recalls facing repeated rejections from landlords, a struggle that forced her to turn her shop into a nighttime home. Her story resonates with other single women in the area who share the same housing frustrations and bias.
In Abuja here, in Jai village. So when I met the landlord, he told me that I cannot give a single lady the house. That is why I rented the shop. Because of I don't have a house, I started sleeping in the shop. Still yet, I didn't get the house. I'm still looking for a house.
I'm living in Abuja, and I went to look for a house, and they said they cannot rent out the house for me because I'm a single lady. So then now I not blame them sharp, because some girls, they used to rent out, they used to do one or two things that the landlord.
On the flip side, landlords voice concerns about late rent payment and property damage, often labeling single women as less reliable or financially stable tenants.
The reason why we don't accommodate single ladies anymore as house owners is because of their exhibited bad behaviors. When you accommodate a single lady, she starts bringing random men to the house. The house sometimes becomes a hotel. In my house, I used to go separate fight even at the middle of the night. This is the reason why single ladies are often not accepted.
I'm a landlord, and we have so many challenges on ladies renting house. I don't even want a lady to rent my house because a lot of challenges that I faced. Some of them, they cannot even pay the rentage after the time has reached for them to pay it. Some of them is some people that they collect money from them to pay for them. Some doesn't have work.
Amid the discrimination single women face in the rental market, some are stepping up as allies. Joy Ilya, a married woman, stands firmly in support of single women's right to fair housing access.
So I didn't have problem with single ladies staying in this compound. Like for this compound now, there is one single lady came in. The landlord said no, but I don't know why. I don't even know the reason. But as for me, I didn't have problem with single ladies staying in this compound.
This discrimination does more than limit housing options. It fuels damaging stereotypes and reinforces the idea that a woman must be married to be seen as a trustworthy tenant. Tanti Azal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, says it has reached the mark of 1.8 million barrels per day of crude oil production. The state-owned oil company, which made the announcement on Thursday, also stated that it is set to hit the 2 million barrels per day target set by President Bola Tinubu by December 2024. The company also revealed that it is now producing 7.4 million standard cubic feet of gas to power the gas infrastructure, especially the AKK. This is an improvement from 6.1 earlier in the year. The NNPCL noted that the accomplishment, which aligns with the government's budget, reflects the dedication of all of its teams over the past weeks. Away from Nigeria, on the foreign scene, Senegal will vote in legislative elections on Sunday that will determine whether the new president and government can gain control over the National Assembly and push through their agenda for reforms. The high stakes in the election are threatening to spark renewed unrest following a period of calm. The run-up to the presidential election in March saw some of the worst violence in the country's recent history. Campaigning has grown heated in recent days and comes at a precarious time for the new government, which is navigating a spiraling fiscal crisis that could undermine its ability to deliver on promises to boost the economy and create jobs. Prime Minister Usman Sonko, known for his fiery rhetoric, said this week that his supporters had come under attack and urged them to take revenge. He has also warned that restraint should not be mistaken for weakness. Top priorities for Senegalese voters are jobs and the economy, as inflation has squeezed livelihoods and the nation's growing youth population struggle to find employment. Finally, in sports, for the third time in 6 months, Nigeria and the Benin Republic will battle this Thursday in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, as they seek to seal their automatic spots for the 2025 AFCON. After beating the Cheetahs 3-0 during the first leg at the Gasula Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, in September, the Super Eagles are visiting the Stade de Felix, who face Bigoni, Ivory Coast. The Benin Republic's adopted home ground for the Upton time this year, needing a win to cement the automatic spot in Morocco 2025. Ultimately, a draw is the barest minimum needed for Nigeria to advance, and the Super Eagles will also be playing to avoid the repeat of the 2-0 defeat to the Cheetahs at the same ground in June during the ill-fated 2026 World Cup qualifiers. The Eagles are currently top of the qualifying Group D with 10 points, but their opponents and second place Benin Republic, who are 4 points behind them, need a win to remain in contention for the second automatic spot. That concludes news updates at this time. For more news, programs and documentaries, do want to follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.